all your assignments?
Right.
Correct.
And I am sorry again that we made such a grand departure.
It was just a, we got a party or
So sorry that we had to write.
Page 1 of the supplement. Hine ma tovu manayim sheberachim gam yachad. 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 Oh Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and in thanksgiving I'll be a living ve'asuni mikdash ve'shachanti betocham ve'asuni mikdash ve'shachanti betocham. Oh Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and in thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Shabbat shalom. Hine ma tov, how good it is to be together in our sanctuary or on our YouTube, to be able to be together like this. How good it is to be together in our sanctuary of Shabbat after a busy, hectic week, to be able to come together to enter this sacred space, this sacred time, to Malachei Asharei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharei, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yai Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharei, Malachei
Shalachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yai Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yai Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yai Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Having welcomed the Shabbat angels, we're ready to welcome the Shabbat bride on page 21. Come, my beloved, to greet the bride, Lecha Dodi.
Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habaracha, merosh mikedem nesucha. V'sof ma'aseh v'machshava tchila, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat Lekabila, Lecha Dodi, Lekrat Kala. Hitorari, Kiva Orech, Kumi Ori, Uri, Shir Daberi. Kivod Adonai alayich nigla, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat Ateret Bala, Gam Besimcha, V'Chala, V'Chala, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat
seated. Let's turn to page 23 where we find a special psalm for Shabbat, Psalm 92, that expresses how good it is on Shabbat to have this time, this opportunity to recognize and appreciate all of the blessings that we run past during the week that is so busy for us. But on Shabbat, when we can acknowledge them, we know how grateful we are for them. And so we say, Tov lehodot l'Adonai. It is good to acclaim Adonai, starting in the second line of the Hebrew on page 23.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ulezamer, ulezamer, l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ulezamer, ulezamer, l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Lehagid baboker chasdecha. Lehagid baboker chasdecha. Ve'emunatcha baleilot, ve'emunatcha baleilot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Lehagid baboker chasdecha. Lehagid baboker chasdecha. Ve'emunatcha baleilot, ve'emunatcha baleilot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai.
Let's put our finger on page 27, and we turn to page 163. On page 163, let's continue together at the bottom. As we fulfill the mitzvah of Shabbat with body and soul, may we be refreshed by its sacred splendor. Freed from weekday routine and burdensome labor, may we be true to our own nature, reflecting God's compassion for all earthly creatures, blessed by the beauty of sanctified time amid family and friends. May the charm of Shabbat help us to resist the inclination to squander time on vanities. Help us, Creator, to find true pleasure in your Torah. Plant in our sometimes unwilling hearts the wisdom to treasure its teachings. May your gift of Shabbat continue to bind us to you throughout all generations, teaching each of us that holiness can be a living presence in our lives. May we serve you purely, without thought of reward. May we be inspired by the spirit of Shabbat as we praise you, God, who hallows Shabbat. On page 27, we ride for Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkada v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv. Ve'imeru, amen. Yehei Shemei Rabba Mevarach, Le'olam ulam me'omaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha
Barichu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushvechata v'nechemata Da'amiran be'alma V'imeru Amen.
And back in the supplement on page 5, am I awake? Leading him to Baruch.
Yadidai-dai-dai, 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 yadidai-dai-dai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yadidai-dai-dai, 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 yadidai-dai-dai.
And back in the Siddur, we put a finger on page 29 and turn to page 363.
And is reflected in the lives of the compassionate.
Our ancestors were such people. Through their vision of you, they learned the laws of life as to deeds and may lead us to teaching others.
May our eyes light up with Torah. May our hearts cling to mitzvot.
May our trust in you lead us to gladness and joy.
In peace, gather us from the corners of the earth and lead us proudly to the promised land.
You have brought us close to you. We give thanks to God for the gift of Torah on page 29, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, b'shofenu u'kumenu, nasiach b'chukecha. V'nisma b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu u'bahem Baruch atah Adonai.
Page 30.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. Ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha. V'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shofbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha.
Page 31 in the 6th line from the top.
Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
Back in the supplements on page 7, we relive the experience of our ancestors experiencing the miraculous liberation from Egypt, that sense of wonder and awe. Nothing can compare. Page 7.
Nothing can compare. Nothing can compare. Nothing can compare. Nothing can compare. Standing on the other side of the sea of breeze, I'm beginning to believe we really can be free. Walking on the ocean floor, like walking on the air. Nothing can compare with this. Nothing can compare. Adonai, mi kamocha, nedar b'kodesh, nora, tehilot, osef ele, nora, tehilot, osef ele. Malchutecha ra'u banecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe
back in the Siddur, we turn to page 33. Let's join together on the bottom left of page 33. Creator of peace, compassionate God, guide us to a covenant of peace with all your creatures,
of
compassion and peace.
Give
Give us strength to help sustain your promised covenant, abolishing blind strife and bloody warfare, so they will no longer devastate the earth, so discord will no longer tear us asunder. Then all that is savage and brutal will vanish, and we shall fear evil no more. Guard our coming and our going, now toward waking, now toward sleep, always within your tranquil shelter. Beloved are you, sovereign of peace, whose embrace encompasses Jerusalem, the people Israel, and all humanity. On page 34, we give thanks for the shelter that is Shabbat, Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברי עולם. היי 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
From there through page 38, if you wish to follow the liturgy of the Siddur, or in our own hearts and souls, if we wish to look there instead. When we've had as much time as we'd like for our private prayers, we can be seated, but we begin by rising together on page 35b.
Adonai safatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai safatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Matarav Lehoshia, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Metim Berachamim, Mechayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata l'chayot metim. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hametim. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehallelujah selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. on page 38. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We turn in the Siddur to the inside back cover, and we turn our hearts to our loved ones and friends who are ill, those who are struggling physically or spiritually or emotionally, as we join together in our prayer for healing. Misha Be'erach.
Misha Be'erach Avoteinu Mikor Abracha May the source of strength, who blessed find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
Tonight in our TCS family, we think particularly of Rick Albertini, Phyllis Burke, Arthur Campbell, Phyllis Dillon, Valerie Frank, Jennifer Galvin, David Glazer, Carolyn Halunin, Lily Krentzman, Cheryl Leahy, Gary Levine, Nancy Mayer, Paul Newfield, Sarah Newfield, Mark Panasuk, Gail Rosenberg, Cindy Sherman, John Terrell, Yonina Bat David HaKohen V'Sara, Esther Bat Chaim V'Goldi, Rella Bat Moshe Haskell Ufei Galea, Fegi Bat Shlomo Nisan Halevi, Gittel Bat David. If there's someone for whom you are particularly concerned tonight, who is in your heart this evening, if you'd like to mention their name aloud, we invite you to do so now. We hold all of our friends and loved ones in our hearts.
Misha Be'erach Imotenu Mekor Abracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal
Yesterday I saw on Facebook a post that really struck me. It's by Rabbi Aaron Brousseau, and he wrote, "There was one clear loser in the debate Tuesday night, and it was not either candidate." So I'll get to what Rabbi Brousseau has in mind in just a moment, but first I want to teach a little Torah from the portion that we read this week. I suspect that in the last almost 70 repeatedly denied that immigrants are eating pets. I've seen a mock-up of a Dr. Seuss book about eating dogs and cats. I've seen a video of a cat on a telephone wires as if it were making a daring escape from Springfield. I've seen a fake ad for a law practice that promises to take the case of those whose pets have been eaten. On one level, these posts are amusing, but on another level, they point to a much deeper problem that our portion tries to address. The portion is called Ki Tetzeh, which means when you go out, and it contains a tremendous number of commandments that Moses gives the Israelites for how they should live when they are finally settled in the Promised Land. According to Maimonides, one of the great Jewish philosophers of the Middle Ages, this portion contains 72 mitzvot. Now, since the accepted number of mitzvot in the entire Torah is 613, you can tell we get more than 10% of all the mitzvot just this week. It's an extremely dense portion, many laws about how to create a society. There are commandments about how to help our neighbors. There are commandments about how to build our house. There are commandments about how to plant our fields and harvest them. And yet, within this long list, there are 3 commandments that at first glance might seem not to belong. Whereas the vast majority of these 72 commandments concern life in this new society, how people should relate to each other and to the land on which they'll live, there are 3 mitzvot that concern not the treatment of other people, but rather the treatment of animals. We learn that when we go to take the eggs from a bird's nest, we must first chase away the mother bird, so the mother bird doesn't have to watch her children being taken away. We're told that we must not plow our field with an ox and a donkey together, because that unequal distribution of labor is unfair to the weaker animal. And we are forbidden from muzzling an ox while it threshes corn, since it would be taunted by being immersed in its food and unable to eat it. These 3 mitzvot stick out by their concern not for other people, but for animals. So why? Why in this list of mitzvot that addresses our relations with other people are we taught how we are to treat animals? On one level, we could read this text simply as teaching us to be kind to and concerned for the rights of animals, which is certainly a worthwhile message in its own right. But Ramban, another great medieval commentator, believed that if God had really been concerned for animals, God wouldn't have allowed us to eat them at all. So there has to be a deeper message to these commandments. And Maimonides gives us an answer. Maimonides suggests that these mitzvot, although on their face they speak of animals, are in fact intended to teach us how to treat other people. Because if we are supposed to be concerned about the feelings of an animal, how much more should we be concerned about the feelings of another human? So from the plight of the mother bird, we learn that we must be sensitive to the life of the family. And indeed, our portion teaches us elsewhere that a newly married man does not have to leave his nest to go to war for the first year. Second, from the concern for the smaller donkey who is yoked to the stronger ox, we learn that we must assist the weaker members of society. And indeed, our portion teaches elsewhere that we have to provide for the stranger, the orphan, and the widow. Third, from the threshing ox who cannot eat because he is muzzled, we learn that we must deal justly with those who work for us. And indeed, our portion teaches elsewhere that we have to pay our laborers fairly and promptly. The way we treat animals mirrors the way that we must treat people. So what does this have to do with the debate? Cloaked in the garment of concern for animals, the poor, innocent pets who are allegedly being eaten, is a deeper, darker, dehumanizing lack of concern for humans, the immigrants who have been falsely accused of stealing and butchering Americans' pets. Instead of the Torah using animals to teach us how to treat other people with kindness and compassion, these untrue allegations use animals to try to teach us to be afraid of other people, to distrust them, to reject them, and ultimately to expel them from our communities. They play on racist, white supremacist tropes to advance an anti-immigrant agenda. Especially we Jews, who so often have been victimized by blood libels and slanderous stereotypes, we should know better. And so, Rabbi Brousseau contends, the clear loser of the debate was immigrants. And that was even before news started to emerge of Haitians in Springfield reporting damage to their property and bomb threats and keeping their kids home from school for fear of anti-immigrant violence that this rhetoric has stirred up. Rabbi Brousseau correctly points out that the issue of immigration poses many difficult challenges to our country, and there can and should be honest, well-intentioned, bipartisan debate about how best to face and solve these difficult dilemmas. But Judaism and good public policy demand that we begin by recognizing that these are human beings we are talking about, not monsters who eat our pets, not inherently violent, insane, or criminal, no more than native-born Americans, and actually, according to many studies, less so than our citizens. Ki Tetzei makes this point not only through its concern for animals, which also functions as a metaphor for concern for people, but also by explicitly calling on us to treat the stranger among us with kindness, compassion, and justice, just as we would or should treat any other person, and just as we would treat our beloved pets. Just as Ki Tetzei tells the Israelites how they should go out to create their society, let it guide us when we go out to build our country, to prioritize the values of care and concern for our fellow human beings. Amen. And in that spirit, let's turn to page 148 of the Siddur. And let's join together in the prayer for our country. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessings for our country, for its government, for its leaders and advisors, and for all who exercise just and rightful authority. Teach them insights from your Torah, that they may administer all affairs of state fairly, that peace and security, happiness and prosperity, justice and freedom may forever abide in our midst. Creator of all flesh, bless all the inhabitants of our country with your Spirit. May citizens of all races and creeds forge a common bond in true harmony, to banish hatred and bigotry, and to safeguard the ideals and free institutions that are the pride and glory of our country. May this land, under your providence, be an influence for good throughout the world, uniting all people in peace and freedom, helping them to fulfill the vision of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they experience war anymore. And let us say, Amen. We hold that vision of the prophet that nation shall not lift up sword against nation and no one shall experience war anymore. We hold that as a prayer and a hope not just for this country, but also for the land of Israel and the people of Israel. And so we turn on our song sheets to the middle of the page. Tfilah Yisrael, the prayer for Israel. Words from Psalm 122. Sha'alu Shalom Yerushalayim. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Shalom, Shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishmayu, Ohavayim. Shalom, Shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishmayu. Shalom, Shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishlayu, Ohavayim. Shalom, Shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishlayu. Shalom, Shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishlayu, Ohavayim. Shalom, Shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishlayu. Let's continue on the song sheet. Today is day 344 since the attacks of October 7th. 344 days that now some 100 hostages have been held in captivity by Hamas. We continue to pray for their release after these 49 weeks and 1 day. We continue at the bottom of the song sheet. Our God, the one who raised Joseph up from the pit, be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Send complete rescue and full redemption to those held captive by the enemy. Strengthen their spirit and bring them our prayers, that they be protected from all harm. Implant understanding in the heart of the enemy, that they may return the captives in wholeness of body and spirit. Grant wisdom to the Israel Defense Forces, that they may secure freedom for the captives without loss of life. Grant strength of spirit and courage of heart to all the sons and daughters of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar, to release bonds of captivity and allow us all to live in freedom. They shall call upon me, and I will answer them. I will be with them in distress. I will rescue them and honor them. Back in the Siddur on page 51, we rise for Alim.
Aleinu lishabeach la'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer b'reishit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishbechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. As we prepare for Kaddish, we recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. Tonight our hearts especially go out to Tracy Paveo. Tracy's uncle, Alfred Mayer, was laid to rest this morning. We particularly remember as well our longtime member, leader, and friend, Marcia Hicks, and Leah Golden, the mother of Ken Golden, for whom we are still in Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning. And our congregational family remembers with special affection our loved ones whose Yahrzeit will occur this coming week. Hyman Shear, father of Jack Shear, Lester Boone, father of Paula Kaczynski, Andrew S. Tullman, husband of Diane Siegel, Rosalind Fogelnest, mother of Deborah Sirota, Pauline Ickel, grandmother of Karen Levine, Maxine Weisinger, sister of Ross Mayer, and my cousin, Deborah Levi. We also remember all those killed on and since October 7th as a result of the Hamas attack on Israel. If you are remembering someone this evening, we invite you to say that person's name aloud now. Zichronam livracha. May the memories of all our dear ones be a blessing. If you're saying Kaddish in someone's memory tonight, we ask you to rise now. In loving support of the mourners, we rise as a congregation. In gratitude to God for the gift of the lives of their loved ones, those who are in mourning and those remembering someone, say Kaddish on page 52. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחיי חון וביומי חון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, אמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort all of the bereaved. And we say, amen. Please be seated. Craig, you up? All right. But thank you for staying standing, because I realized I neglected to check to see who was on our greetings tonight. If only Noah were here, then.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Torah study tomorrow, 9 a.m. with Rabbi Carr, in person with bagels and coffee, and also remote. Tomorrow the Hafdalah service is at 7 p.m. on Zoom. You doing it, Ruthie?
No, Jonas.
Okay. There are many activities and events planned for the next few weeks, and there will be complete information coming soon. Here are a few to mark on your calendars. This Sunday, Sisterhood kickoff brunch at 11 a.m. at the Chateau.
11:30. 11:30.
Oh, yeah, it's 11:30 at the Chateau. It says the Chate, but I think it's a Chateau. I've never heard of the Chate restaurant, but I think the Chateau restaurant, I think it's in Stone. Okay. Next Friday, Shabbat Neshira, with our special musical service followed by a potluck dinner. And thanks to our good friend Mike Feldman, we will have police detail here to make sure that everything is safe. Saturday, September 28th, Shlichot dinner, movie, and discussion. What time is that, Rabbi?
5:15, I think dinner starts.
5:15, okay. Apples and Honey Festival for families with young children on Sunday, September 29th. Tickets for High Holy Day services will be mailed out this week. If you need extras or know someone who would like to buy tickets, please call the TCS office or to reach out to me or to Jen or whomever. Throughout the year, Family Table needs our help. 30 cans of tuna and 30 cans of vegetarian soup. If you'd like to donate money to Family Table monthly instead of bringing food, there's a link in your weekly email. Please remember to check links in your weekly emails. You can call the TCS office if you have any questions. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Craig. You haven't lost a step. Yes, Lichot on Saturday the 28th. I believe dinner is at 5:15. It's a potluck dinner. There's a sign up in the email. And then at 6 o'clock we watch a movie. The movie this year is This Is Where I Leave You. It's a really interesting, fun family dynamics movie. A Jewish family, the family winds up coming home because of the death of the father. I'm not giving anything away. It happens really quickly. And then they wind up, the four kids and their various partners or would-be partners or whatever, they spend Shiva together in the house, and the dynamics and the processing their lives. And so it's a really good way, actually, a good source document to get us thinking about how we process our lives and where we go from here in our lives, which is the right theme to get us going on our High Holy Day reflections. So anyway, the movie goes from 6 till roughly 8, and then we have dessert and discussion, followed by our beautiful Slichot service with gorgeous High Holy Day music, and we change our Torah covers from their regular yearly colorful covers to the white, the sacred white of the High Holy Days. It's a powerful service, powerful evening. So that is Saturday the 28th.
Our closing song is from Psalm 27, which is traditionally the psalm for the month of Elul, getting us in the spiritual frame of mind for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And the verse is Achat Sha'alti. It is on the back cover of your supplement. The meaning is, just one thing have I asked of God, only this do I seek, to dwell in God's house all the days of my life, to behold divine sweetness and beauty, and to gaze and delight at God's temple. Achat sha'alti me'ei Adonai, Achat sha'alti ota avakesh, Achat sha'alti me'ei Adonai, Achat sha'alti ota avakesh, Shivti, Shivti, b'veit Adonai, Shivti, Shivti, kol yemei chayai, Shivti, Shivti, b'veit Adonai, Shivti, Shivti, kol yemei chayai, lachazot b'noam Adonai, uvaker b'heichalo, lachazot b'noam Adonai, to gaze upon the beauty of Adonai. One thing I ask of you, Adonai, to be with you all the days of my life. One thing I ask of you, Adonai, to be with you all of my life.
With that image in our heads and our souls and our mouths, there's one other way that we prepare ourselves, we begin to prepare ourselves for the holy days, and that is that we close our services with a, well, hopefully a blast from the shofar. So please rise. Chikia. Shabbat shalom. Let's join in the foyer for Kiddush and Motzi. Those of you on YouTube can come back to Zoom and join us out there. We will see you in a moment. Shabbat shalom. That's a little more satisfying than the Tat Shabbat one. Shkoch.
We got something out in touch, but
Yeah.
it was fine.
I was trying for soft. It's hard to blow it soft.
It is hard to blow the shofar softly. That takes a lot of control.
Didn't want to startle Jacob, although he was already out, or Micah. And kept sleeping, so I guess it was okay.
Yep.